Picasso, when you're ready, you're better off texting me because my chat is far away from me right now. Actually, hold on. I think the battery's good enough that I should be able to get away with unplugging it. Sorry, dog. I forgot you were there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a tier list for Demon Slayer, all the characters throughout the manga and the anime. So spoilers will be here. And don't be mad at me because this is your spoiler warning. 25 minutes? You should have told me that. I would have got a game in. All right, I guess we're doing multiple tier lists then. So, I don't know who all will agree with me. Oh, God. Oh, God, my nose. It's congested. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Actually, hold on one second. I'm going to invade because I don't want to be the only voice here. I'm invading you guys.
What's up?
Think of me as an Elden Ring invader.
Kill him!
Yeah.
Hello, friends. Hello. I'm doing a Demon Slayer tier list, but I wanted more voices.
What it do? What it do?
Already finished reading it a long time ago. Devil, how did you feel about the ending? Genuinely. I didn't like it. Hated the ending, actually. I think Demon Slayer's ending is hot shit.
Oh yeah, me too. Like I didn't see it yet, but I know what happens, or read it. I mean, but yeah, it's some bullshit.
It is. It's so unfortunate, but
like I don't think that would have happened to him.
Yeah,
like I disagree. Like his heart was too pure. Like no way that happens, bro.
I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about the other thing. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so we'll dance around the subject. Okay, so first character on this tier list is, I don't even remember this dude's name, but he's the sword maker. I do not care for this guy at all.
Yeah, that guy's a lunatic.
How dare you not care for the sword maker?
I do not care for this guy. I'll be honest, I don't think he's F tier because he does have some funny moments, especially with Inosuke.
Yeah.
If this is even Inosuke's sword, I'm pretty sure they have different sword makers, so I think his is actually different. But this guy, I don't know, I just associate him with bad comedic relief, so I'm gonna put him in D tier. Not awful, definitely D tier though. I don't care, and I don't like him. Muichiro, he's a tough one. So for those who don't know, he is the main Hashira for the arc that's about to get animated. I don't like the arc that's about to get animated.
Is that the village arc or whatever the swordsmith?
Yeah. Yep, Swordsmith Village. Him and Mitsuri, which is the love Hashira. So personally, Muichiro, I'm gonna put him in B because he has a lot of good moments. I do think his story is fine, like his character story. I just don't like the arc he's associated with, and I think that really hurts him. Which is actually why I would also put... Do they have him on here? They probably do, because they have him. Hold on, I'm looking. Where is... Wait, what the fuck? Do they have Upper Moon 4 and they don't have Upper Moon 5? Oh, that's weird.
Demon Slayer Storm game now.
Oh, Hinakami Chronicles, yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, no, Hinakami Chronicles, the problem with Hinakami Chronicles is... Oh, whoops, sorry. The problem with Hinakami Chronicles is it didn't get enough dev support, and the game just really... It died super quick.
Oh, the fighting game?
Yeah, because it was like... It came out right before Season 2, and then Season 2 happened, and it took them... Like, they only just added Tengen like a month ago.
Yeah, it took them forever to add. I thought that was going to be like, released with. They're like, nah. Sit back and wait.
It's like they had all these characters as DLC, and it's like you're adapting anime characters, so it's not even like the cast is that big, So I don't know if they had adapted it with all the characters. I think it would have been a lot better. But anyway, moving on. Rengoku. All right. One of my favorite anime tropes ever is characters who are not in the story for a very long time, but they end up making a massive impact on the story going forward. So
Rengoku.
Rengoku is a good example. Another example I would like to make is Thor's from Vinland Saga. I think Thor's is actually one of my favorite characters in that series. I love Thor's.
That's his dad,
so
right?
much.
I haven't watched it. I haven't caught up, and it's been a long time.
Oh, it's fantastic. He's Thorfinn's dad.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the.
Oh yeah, I love Thor's. I'm trying to think what other characters are there. Like off the top of my head. Oh, Oda, from Bungo Stray Dogs. If anyone's ever seen Bungo Stray Dogs, Oda is my favorite character. That arc at the beginning of season 2 never fails to get me not only emotional, but to get like. There's the one line from it that lives rent free in my fucking head. The I can no longer write a story whole monologue absolutely just fucking wrecks me. So characters like that I have a soft spot for, which is why, Paul, I know you're saying A. I'm putting Rengoku in S, personally. That's just me, though. I understand why you would say A, but S tier for me. Now, Tanjiro. I think Tanjiro, he is a plain Jane. There's nothing special about this guy as far as main characters go. He's very, very plain Jane. However, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think as an MC, you're allowed to be a plain Jane as long as you're compelling enough. And I think Tanjiro is. I think the story revolving around him... Oh, Omega. If Shinobu's not S, you a bitch. I don't appreciate that, Omega, but we'll get there. Honestly, you know what? While you're here, Tanjiro, you can wait a second. We'll move Shinobu up to the front. Honestly... I don't think she's S.
Whole career.
I don't think she's S. However, I do think Shinobu's really good. I like her more than Aru does. I'll tell you that. Aru's like indifferent about her.
Oh, okay.
She likes.
I like that she's different. That her sword is different. Like stays.
I agree. I think she's super unique, and the thing is, Aru likes the sister that died more.
Okay.
So she's just hating. But Shinobu, her importance to the final arc, like just with Doma in general, cannot be overestimated. And what the hell is that line that she says to Doma? Once again, spoilers for those of you who don't know what happens. That line that she says to Doma, right as Doma's dying. What is it, like, see you in hell, you piece of shit, or something like that, with the big smile on her face, I think is perfect. I'm gonna put her in A. She's not S. She's not Rengoku for me. She's not Rengoku level, but she's definitely an A tier. Now back to Tanjiro. I think Tanjiro is also A tier. I know I just kind of I was explaining before Omega came in. I do think Tanjiro is A tier. The S tier for me is reserved for like my favorite characters. Like, and we'll get to those characters and I will explain why then. Nezuko. My opinion of Nezuko is not a popular one. I think the story of Nezuko is fantastic. And Red Light District is absolute. This is the best Nezuko we've gotten. This is peak. And everything after Red Light District just absolutely assassinates her character. Everything after Red Light. She doesn't do anything. She does nothing in Swordsman Village until the very end. And then she's not even in the final arc until like the last 6 chapters. Nezuko should be C or B. I don't feel right putting her in C. Because C as characters, I just don't give a shit. Like, you could have died like 3 episodes in and I couldn't care. I'm gonna put her in B. For a good C character. For a good C character, we're gonna put this little fucko. The guy who's in love with the doctor. I don't care about him.
Oh.
I don't.
He didn't really add anything.
He doesn't add anything. He does one thing in the final arc. And it was important. He did something extremely important.
I would assume so, yeah.
He does something extremely important in the final arc. And other than that, he just exists.
Like I'm on something similar to Zoom right now. I don't think that just uses the Wi-Fi app. So it should work.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, I don't know why I found that so funny. Anyway, Sonomy is S tier. S tier. S tier, S tier. Sonomy is my favorite Hashira in the series. He has one of the best arcs. He has one of the best fights. Just his entire being is awesome. Like, the fact that this guy, he's like Inosuke in the sense that Inosuke just happened to kill demons one day and was like, yeah, this is what I want to fucking do. Sonomy went out and started killing demons with his bare hands. I'm pretty sure in his backstory, he killed one of the lower moons by himself without even knowing what a demon slayer was. That's how strong this motherfucker is. He has a sad backstory.
Did not know that.
I cry every single fucking time. That scene with his brother, I cry every time I read that. When he wakes up and he sees his brother and he just screams. Like, that shit gets me every time.
Wait, who is this?
Sonomy. He's the Wind Hashira. He's the one who stabs Nezuko in the box.
Oh, yeah, he's the one with all the scars, right? He's fucking cool.
He is. He is. He is. And fun fact for you, all of the water and the fire you see in the anime is said to be just for effect. You don't, like, the people in the series don't actually see the fire and see the water. It is to indicate to the viewer that, you know, what style they're using. The wind Sonomy uses is actual wind, which I think's badass as fuck. So, yeah, S tier. Gyome. I think Gyome, he's the strongest Hashira canonically. For him, if we're ordering like A tier, I'm gonna put him at the top of A tier for now. He's another one with sad backstory. I wish he had a little more, because he has his backstory, he has his fight, and that's really it. He contributes to the final fight, but not really. So, Gyome, A tier, I think is a solid pick. He's a fantastic guy. Yeah, Gyome is A tier. Kanao.
Hey, guys.
Kanao is probably one of the best side characters. The thing, and this might annoy some people, the thing that's going to put Kanao in B tier for me, why I have Shinobu in A and Kanao in B, is her fight. For those of you who know me, no, I am not a fan of the Doma fight. I think the Doma fight is one of the most disappointing fights in the series, personally. And because it's her fight, it really hurts her placing for me. I think she's the best part of the fight, but I just don't like that fight. I don't like reading that fight. I don't like what they do with Inosuke in that fight. Technically, some breathing techniques mimic the element. No, that is correct. Yes. But yeah, no, I love the eye thing she has. I think that's a really dope power. Yeah, it's a shonen. Someone's got to have ocular powers, so it's always cool. But yeah, Kanao is unfortunately put in B. If it wasn't for the fight, I would probably put her in A or low S, genuinely. But her fight puts her low for me. While we were talking about the elephant in the room, Doma. I said this once, I'll say it again. Most of the demons have some kind of redeeming quality to them, why they became a demon. It's usually, you know, the sad backstory, you know, oh, well, I only became a demon because of this, and there's no redeeming quality to it. Doma doesn't have that, and that's why I like Doma. Doma was a piece of shit before he became a demon, and he was an even bigger piece of shit after he became a demon. And not only that, he knows how strong he is. He just doesn't give a fuck. He does not give a fuck. He does not give a flying fuck. I think, once again, his fight, it sucks. It's so disappointing. Because we're going into spoilers. He gets poisoned at the beginning of it. So he doesn't really fight back. And when he does, he's not really doing a lot. And then he gets murked. And that's it. And granted, yeah, he was still putting the work in, even though he was dying, literally dying. But I don't know. I just don't like the structure. I don't like how they did it. And another thing, that's why I'm putting, unfortunately, the guy I had the most hope for in the series in C tier, Inosuke. Inosuke has the same problem as everybody else. Up to Red Light District, I think the writing's great. I know people always kind of dog on Demon Slayer for its lack of depth and writing.
Uh-huh.
Inosuke is one of those reasons, in my opinion. So, my problem with Inosuke, up to Red Light District, he does what he is capable of, which isn't a lot, because his breathing form isn't that strong. But, I mean, the concept. This kid grew up in the mountains. He fucking created his own breathing form. He's got the most unique swords in the series. There's just so much interesting concepts with this guy. And just like Zenitsu, spoiler alert, he gets written out of Swordsmith Village. He's not even in it. So you have an entire major story arc that he's not a part of. And he gets development off screen. And I hate that shit. I hate that shit. It's like, oh yeah, him and Zenitsu went on missions and did things. Yeah, what'd they do? I don't fucking know. I hate that. I hate that. So, not only that, I've said it once, I'll say it again. He gets shoved into that fight with Doma. He gets shoved into it. The reasoning, the actual story reasoning, is like his mother was a part of Doma's cult, and then she found out Doma was a demon and tried to leave, and Doma killed her. If I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I know for a fact Doma's the one who killed his mom. And what's he do in the fight instead of run support for Canal? It's like this guy was one of the three main characters. What does he do? That's why I rate him so low, which is very unfortunate. But, yeah. And then Zenitsu, people are going to hate me for this. I can't stand Zenitsu. You either love him or you hate him. I can't fucking stand him. He just...
I like it when he's not awake.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing. He's not awake for 2 minutes of an arc. And then he's back to the annoying...
Yeah, I do not like him most of the time.
Exactly. Like, I don't think he's funny. The people who find him funny love him. And I think that's where our disconnect is. That's why I like... I don't like Thor Ragnarok because I don't find it funny. I find it extremely corny. I know that is a very unpopular opinion. But Zenitsu's the same problem. I don't find him funny. I don't like him.
He's kind of a dork.
He's a
more
bitch.
Of an annoyance than anything, man.
Yes.
No, I feel like if they didn't go for like the whole he's only good when he's sleeping aspect, it would have been fine. Like, you could have kept him as annoying as he was normally, right? But the second a fight breaks out, if he like suddenly switched to his serious mental, like while being awake, I would have been fine with it.
Agreed. Also, be careful, Blue, because we're talking spoilers, and I'm pretty sure you watched Demon Slayer. Also, new emote. I forgot. I didn't announce it. We have a new animated emote done by Blue himself. So, appreciate that shit. His fight against... Yes, and that's what we're going to get into. The thing with the Kaigaku fight, and Kaigaku, he's going to fall into C tier, where I don't really care about him. It is set up extremely well. It is set up extremely, extremely well. The problem is... I do think the fight's good. I also think the story... You don't watch it. Okay, then never mind. The story going into the fight is great. However, I don't like what they do right after the fight. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. When anime do this thing where it's like, oh, well, under different circumstances, he would have won. I really feel like that diminishes the character who won the fight. And Zenitsu has this big development. He can only do the one breathing form, and then he creates his own form and kills Kaigaku with it. And I think that was great. Only for them to immediately go, well, if this was like 6 months later after Kaigaku became more acclimated to his demon powers, he would have fucking washed him. It's like, okay, I don't care. He didn't wash him. It's not 6 months later. So have fun with your tier list. Thank you, Blue. And yes, we will talk later about whatever. Well, fucking JoJo's. But yes, that's my opinion of the Kaigaku fight. Kaigaku falls into C tier just because everything else surrounding Zenitsu I don't like. That's just it. Kokushibo's top of A tier. Kokushibo, holy shit. That fight I did not care for the first time, but my god, the second read-through of it was... I must have been smoking or something when I read that the first time. Because holy shit. This guy has one of the best backstories. Has one of the saddest deaths. The flute. People who have read it, you know about the fucking flute. God. And the moon breathing. The moon breathing, which is like one of the best breathing forms in my opinion. You know, to kind of give some backstory to people who don't read or whatever. Kokushibo here is the brother of the first Demon Slayer Yoriichi, who is the strongest character in the series. We actually get a glimpse of Yoriichi in season 2. Yeah, and they look exactly the same. I think they're twins. I don't remember. I know Kokushibo's the older twin, if they're twins. And Kokushibo became a demon because he couldn't surpass his brother. And even as his brother was dying,
Hey, boss.
even as his brother was dying, as an old man, Kokushibo couldn't kill him. Yoriichi actually died mid-fight. There's a lot of layers to Kokushibo. Definitely top of A tier, one of the best fights in this series by far. Cannot wait for Infinite Fortress to be animated.
Strongest?
Huh?
Is that the strongest of the moons?
No, sun breathing is the strongest. Moon breathing is technically the second strongest.
No, I thought you were talking about demons.
Oh. So demons don't have like a lot of breathing forms. Yoriichi is by far the strongest one.
Yeah, he's the guy with the sword and like the 6 eyes, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. He's Upper Moon 1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yoriichi also created sun breathing. That is correct. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yoriichi.
What's the original one?
The sun. Yoriichi created the sun breathing, which is where all the other sword forms are derived from. Moon breathing is the closest to sun breathing, but it's not as strong as sun breathing. So,
okay.
We're gonna group these two together. Daki and Gyutaro. I would say I'm gonna put them both top of B tier. They are the pairing for one of the best arcs in the series. Depending on who you ask, it is the best arc in the series. Doma is upper rank too, yes. If I had to say, I think Red Light's my second favorite arc, right behind Mugen Train. Personally, Mugen Train is unbeatable for me, but Red Light District is a very, very close second. These two, Daki, for me, is underwhelming, but that's the point. She's supposed to be underwhelming because Gyutaro is the actual number 6. And there's actually a line that Muzan says where, you know, if Gyutaro didn't haul Daki around all the time, Gyutaro would be a higher moon. But because he's got her weighing him down, he's number 6. Or no, number 6? Is he number 6 or number 5? He was number 6, right? Yeah, because 5 and 4, and then Akaza, Doma. Yeah, so they're number 6. And yeah, Gyutaro and Daki's story is a heartbreaking one. It's fantastic. The concept that you had to cut both their heads off at the same time, I thought was so fucking cool, because that's just how connected they were.
Uh-huh.
And then them walking into hell together is a fantastic ending for those two. Yeah, man. Daki and Gyutaro. Hell, if you saw Red Light District earlier in the year, you already know. So, this guy, I don't remember his name, but he's Upper Moon 5. I don't like him. Don't like him at all. I think he sucks. He is the one Muichiro fights in Swordsmith Village. I don't like it. I don't like it. Not big on that fight. Not because of Muichiro. Because of this guy. I think Upper Moon 4 is so much cooler, which they don't actually have him on the tier list for some reason. I think that's weird. If Upper Moon 4 was on the tier list, he would probably be like high C tier, because I really, really like his power. Because there's like, it's like a 6 Paths of Pain thing where there's 4 bodies.
Oh.
Yeah. It's, it was like there's 4 bodies and they're all different ages or some shit like that. It was a really fucking cool concept. This guy, his thing is like art and painting, which is usually one of my favorite like power structures where like you draw shit like Psy. And weirdly enough, that fucking Teen Titans movie in Tokyo, I thought the drawing, I thought that's the coolest shit. This guy does not hit the mark. I don't remember Homeboy's name. You guys know who he is. If somebody remembers his name, please tell me. It's Sanemi's brother, the guy with the gun, the guy who eats demon flesh and gets demon powers. I don't remember his fucking name, but everything about his concept is really cool. I just don't think he really does enough up to the Kokushibo fight. So he's in B tier. He's behind Kanao and he's behind Nezuko. Genya. Thank you, Genya. I will say, once again, he is part of one of my favorite moments in the series, which is, I keep saying spoiler alert, but at this point, if you're still here, yeah, you already know. His death scene is one of the saddest fucking moments in the series, because Sonomi has all that regret where he's like, you know, I'm so sorry I've been an asshole to you. I'm so, like, please don't die. Like, we'll do this, we'll do that. I promise, like, we don't have to keep doing this. And then he dies in Sonomi's arms. It's extremely heartbreaking. But if I remember correctly, he's the one who essentially wins the Kokushibo fight for them. Am I right? Am I right? Him and Muichiro. Because the entire time, Muichiro is literally fucking dying. Like, with his sword stuck in Kokushibo. And he lives out until Kokushibo dies. So, those two were the MVPs of the fight. Ironically, I have them back of B tier. But, yeah, holy shit. Giyu. Fucking Giyu. We're going to restructure this list a little bit, because I feel like I don't want to put too many people in B tier, because now I'm looking at it, I'm like, this guy's definitely D. Kaigaku, sorry, you dropped a D. Muichiro, I'm going to keep you in C. I'll probably put Genya in C. He's the exception. He's like the one person in C tier I actually give a shit about.
Yes.
Giyu. So Giyu has the...
Is 648.
Giyu has the unfortunate placing of being the first Hashira we see, and then also being one of the least interesting Hashiras. Now, his arc comes right before Infinite Fortress, so his arc's not coming for a while. His tie-in to Sabito was really good. I really thought that was a cool concept, but then it also shows that he's a bitch. But he knows he's a bitch. Isn't that
one of the kids from the beginning?
Yes, so basically, you know which one Giyu is, right?
Yeah.
So basically, later in the series, you find out that Giyu was part of that selection that had Sabito in it. And Sabito actually saved him because something happened and Giyu couldn't fight them anymore. So Sabito essentially hid him and went to fight all the other demons. And Sabito killed every other demon on that mountain. The reason his blade broke against the hand demon wasn't because the hand demon was strong. It's because he was killing demons all night and it was worn.
Damn.
So Sabito gets dicked. But Giyu is left with this fucking, thought in the back of his mind, like, I would have died that night. And now I'm here and he's not. Yeah, he has survivor's guilt.
The fact that if he was still there, like, Sabito would have been the Hashira instead of him, right?
Exactly. So he's left with this identity crisis about it. And granted, yes, I'm pretty sure Giyu is actually the first one to awaken his Demon Slayer mark, if I remember correctly. Outside of Tanjiro, of course. I could be getting my timeline mixed up. But Giyu's there for the Akaza fight, which is my favorite fight in the series. I do think Giyu has a lot of redeeming qualities, but I think his lack of impact in the finale is what's going to kill his placing for me. So I'm going to put him right here in B tier.
Does the mark, like, give them anything special? Like, give them powers?
It does. I don't remember exactly. But it does give them something. I do think it's like a power boost thing. I think it's like a, charge up our energy kind of thing. But most of them unlock it by the end. Basically, to give you reference, prior to the Demon Slayer marks, Rengoku was like number 2, number 3 when it came to the Hashira strength. By the time everybody awakens their Demon Slayer mark, Rengoku would be one of the weakest because he never awoke his.
Well, he didn't have a chance to.
Well, that's the thing, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that goes to show just how much stronger you are with the mark.
Okay.
Yeah. So, next we got Rui. Rui will always be iconic in a way because he was part of the episode that made this series trend. He was part of the moment that this series took off for a lot of people, including me. I remember when that episode dropped and it was trending on Twitter. Shit didn't trend on Twitter back then for anime. So, Rui's connected to that. Now, Rui himself is a very interesting character. I like the concept of the family. I like his power. I love the spider threads. I thought that was really cool. Spider Mountain, I've never cared for, simply because Rui's the only part I like about it. Like, you have that big moment with Zenitsu that was awesome, by the way. One of the better Zenitsu moments. You have the giant spider guy that Giyu shows up in one-shots. And then it was kind of an obvious bait and switch because Tanjiro is saying the big spider is the fucking upper moon or the lower moon. And it's like, oh no, it's actually the little kid. Ha. Like, we knew that.
Yeah.
So Rui, for me, I'm going to put him in C just because I feel like he kind of drops off as time goes on. I think a lot of the other antags. Yes. I think the other villains of the series, the other antags are a lot more interesting than Rui is. I think just because of that he falls off.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Okay, buddy.
A lot of people forgot about Rui. Hey guys. Yeah, a lot of people already forgot about Rui in the anime, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't...
ask a person who saw season 2 if they remember who Rui is.
That's fact.
They can't give you an answer.
Exactly.
They can't give you an answer, yeah.
They would say, what's his name? What's his name? Yeah. And they'd be like, oh, it's the web guy. Yeah, what was his name?
Yeah, web guy.
Yeah.
Web guy? Spider-Man?
Yeah, right? So, that's why Rui's going in C tier for me. This is one of the other swordsmith dudes. I don't even fucking remember this guy. He's going in F, unfortunately. This one of the fodder goes in F. This girl only goes in F because she's there for 2 seconds and she's not important like Sabito is.
Oh, like, the other one?
Yeah, the girl that Sabito...
The other dead chick.
Yeah,
so she's just kind of...
She never gets development. Sabito does. Oh. She doesn't. Yeah. So, F tier. Sabito was actually, like, I was so excited for his character, and then you find out he's been dead the entire time. And he's going in B simply because the impact, again, like I said, it's a trope that I'm very fond of. The impact he makes on Giyu and Tanjiro as the series goes on is just fantastic. Now, I can't say enough about my favorite fucking character in this series, Akaza. Akaza is the best villain. He has my favorite fight. He has my favorite backstory. He is just... And he has my favorite art, which is literally just fucking hands. My power is to throw hands, and I throw them extremely well. Like...
You're going to catch him today.
Yeah, and you're going to catch him. The thing is, to kind of spoil the fight for everybody, Akaza is the only fucking demon outside of Kokushibo that chose to die. Because literally they cut his head off and he holds it there. And he's like, no, I'm not fucking going. And it's not until his deceased wife's spirit comes to him and says, like, that's enough. You know, you fought long enough, that he lets himself die. Like, he's
the definition of hold up, let him cook.
He is so good. His backstory never fails. Never fails. That's that panel where he's like, I went to my father's grave to tell him I was getting married. Like, that whole scenario hits me. And the fact that Muzan shows up and he's like, wow, I showed up because I figured it had to be a demon that did this, but holy shit. Like, and he's also one of the few upper moons. He's one of the few demons that Muzan actually respects and trusts. So, fucking hell, man. Akaza, he's got the unfortunate, plaster right now. He's the fuck who killed Rengoku. Yeah, okay, and it sucked, yes. And it's sad that it had to be him, but it gave him even more depth going into his fight. And Tanjiro and Giyu fought, like, they threw the hands with him. Akaza basically won the fight. I could talk about
Akaza all night. He chose to give up.
Yeah, he chose to give them the win. Muzan's F. Muzan's top of F.
Fuck you, Muzan. You are the worst, main antagonist from New Gen anime.
And it sucks because he had so much potential, didn't he?
He had so much potential.
His fight was the one I was looking forward to the most. Yeah. Did we run out of music? Oh my god, we listened to 33 minutes of fucking Demon Slayer music. Hold on. Hold on. Let me cook. That's the full soundtrack. Can I get season 1 soundtrack? Is that possible? There you go. Mugen Train soundtrack. Alright. Muzan, I was so looking forward to his fight. You have no fucking idea. I was like, this
I love his design.
Yeah, he's so like.
Especially his final form design. It's like a Resident Evil boss.
He's so cool, and
yeah,
his fight is just him flinging his arms around for like 10 chapters straight. Like he doesn't. There's no like unique quality.
There's no character to him. There's really no character to him. He's evil for the sense of evil, which is fine in some animes because it works well when you look at their character like aspect and how the writers wanted. Like, great example, Mahito. He's just evil because he's evil, but he was made to be evil in that way. Muzan's just evil for no reason.
Yeah, it's like with Mahito, he's literally the incarnate of humanity's anger, right?
Death. Yeah, death.
He's the embodiment of death. So he's, like, that makes sense. Muzan, you get no real backstory other than, like what Picasso just said. He's evil for the fuck of it. And not only that, it's like he's also a bitch. Because he loses to Yoriichi, and then he's a bitch until Yoriichi dies. And he's like, oh, he's dead now? I can come outside. Like, you're such a, like... And it's also weird that Yoriichi's not in this tier list. They don't have Upper Moon 4 or Yoriichi. That's really weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, Yoriichi also, by the way, would probably be top of A. He's, like, right outside the cusp of S for me. This is the doctor chick. Don't care about her. I don't.
Yeah.
Couldn't give a shit. The ball chick.
Fuck you, you died.
Yeah, she's like the first important fight, I guess, and she's better than the Arrow guy. So Arrow guy gets F, she gets D. Mitsuri.
I like Mitsuri, but like not to the point where she deserves like A, B, in my opinion.
No,
she's a good C.
Yeah, she's going C, and so is Iguro.
Yeah. Now I would put Iguro on D. I do not like this guy one bit.
Iguro?
He's so annoying and so like he complains for no reason at all.
Yeah, he is quite a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm just putting him in C because I like the relationship between him and Mitsuri. They have that, the opposites attract thing going on.
Yeah.
And I do like, they have a fight in Infinite Fortress, right? They fought the fucking, the mandolin chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're alright. Again, Mitsuri doesn't really do anything in Swordsman Village. Muichiro 1v1s his fucking Upper Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he 1v1s his Upper Moon, and he's the first one to do it. I'm pretty sure she's fighting Upper Moon 4 with Tanjiro, and they still kind of get washed. It's been a while
because
since
Genya came in. Genya came in.
Genya came in, yes. So that's how I feel about it.
Uzui deserves an A good spot in the game.
Sorry.
So me and Blacasta have differing opinions on this. Uzui is my second favorite Hashira. For him, this is a biased pick. I'm putting him in S because I like the fact that he's not the strongest. He's actually one of the weaker ones, but he knows it. And he's very aware of what he's capable of, but he's still, he still like idolizes like Rengoku, somebody who was not afraid to look death in the face and protect those around him. And he models himself after that, even though he puts on like this flamboyant fucking outside exterior that he's the most confident motherfucker. He's actually not. And not gonna lie, that scene in the anime where he came back and saved Tanjiro, I knew it was coming. But the moment he was like, this is it, this is the moment, we gotta go for it, and he just fucking zooms off into the fucking fire to fight Gyutaro, I don't mark out when I watch shit. I don't. I usually am sitting there, and I'll nod, I'll be like, yeah, that was fucking cool. But that one, I actually stood up and got hyped. I was like, holy shit, I did not expect that. So the anime also kind of enhanced his already top tier positioning for me. And then Orokudaki. See, it's a tough one because he only is in the first arc. He's got a lot of character for the little bit he's in, so I'm gonna put him in B. I will also say that scene at the end of the manga where they go back to him and he's in his home cleaning, and then he sees Nezuko without the thing on and he starts crying. Like, I thought that was a very super well done scene. I also love when Tanjiro comes back from the final selection and he hugs him. Yeah, Orokudaki has a lot of character work in the very short time he's in it. Do I wish they did a little more with him? Absolutely. I think they could have, because he was an ex-Hashira, right?
I believe
he was the
previous
previous water Hashira.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Honestly, I understand, like, him being, like, there for, like, a short time, right? Like, why we would want to see him more. But in a world where we already have, like, so many anime where, like, the old mentor is there for, like, the long run, I kind of like that he taught him what he could and then let him learn the rest from life.
That's fair. No, that's definitely fair. I just feel the ex-Hashira, I feel like they just didn't do a lot with. The only one they did was Rengoku's dad.
Yeah.
And if you want to get technical, Zenitsu's master, who I don't think has a name, who ended up offing himself. Like, that happens off screen, by the way. We don't see that happen. But yeah, no, I can respect your stance on that. And that's it. Like I said, if Yoriichi was on this tier list, he's top of A. And if Upper Moon 4 was on this tier list, he'd be somewhere in B. Because, like I said, that power is really fucking cool. It was a really dope concept. I also liked his time of dying, where they actually showed his life flash before his eyes. And it's also right before probably the biggest reveal in the series. Up to that point. So, yeah. Alright. That is our tier list. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it. I like it, because I made it.